What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. I meant to make a video last night, as I normally do after the day closes, but let's just say I was incapacitated. I was unable to do so. I tried, man. I really did try, and it just it didn't work out. So, anyways, without getting too much into that, I've got a white line drawn on the chart, and I want to go over the significance of this white line and why it's important and how we're reacting with it already. This white line here, the reason I drew it, if I take it away, I can put it right back there if I put it at the highest daily close we had up until recent times, right? The reason why this is significant is because we broke through that, not just on a closing basis, but on a wicking basis too, overall price. We have higher highs in both definitions. If there was any momentum or any hope for the bears at all, it's basically gone right now. The only hope, the literal only hope that bears have at this moment is a flash crash to the downside, something that would at least engulf like half of this move in a very quick amount of time. And we're showing very strong readings on the RSI. Volume's coming in. It's not spectacular volume. These moves aren't exactly spectacular themselves, but being in this range for a long time, breaking out of it clean like this, no checkbacks on the way, man. This is a strong move, and I think that we're potentially only halfway through this move. I don't know if it's done yet. Like if we went from bottom to maybe this first top here, and we put a line there, we really could move up to 37,000, 38,000. I know that I've been talking about going to 34, 34.1, 34,500 based off of this 1414 here, and I do think we're going to go there, but I don't know if it stops there. The reason I'm so focused on this level is because there's three key fibs. Key three retracements. I'll show you. I'll just go over it right now. I'm going to delete this white line here. I'm going to come back to it. But that 1414 is the exact same, like within $10 of a difference. It's the exact same price as this fib's 1618. It's the exact same fib, or the exact same price area as this fib. I think it might be this one. From top to bottom, this one's 0.69. Yes. So there's three levels that kind of line up together, and the reason why I like the 0.69 on this one, I know the 0.69 isn't a fib. Why am I paying it any attention other than the fact that it lines up with two other significant fib levels on pretty significant fib retracements? Whenever you break through the 0.618, before you continue higher, it's very common to come back and find support on it. You don't have to. It's very common to though. And breaking straight through it right up to the 0.7 or the 0.69 area and then coming back, that's very common. I feel like I see that happen more often. Maybe not more often than not, but a decent bit of the time. It might not be, like I said, it might not be the most common thing. It might not happen over 50% of the time, but it does happen a fair bit of time. I feel like I've seen that happen a bunch. And the 0.618 here is at 38K, so I mean, like, the price really could go higher than 34K. That's totally possible. But I like the respect that I'm seeing on this fib more, and I really like the respect that I see on this one. You've got a bounce here on the 0.69, resistance on the 382, tested support on the 0.5, resistance on the 100 and the 886, support on the 0.69 here. You went all the way up to the 1272, held resistance for a second, but really the 1414 is where he stopped. Held support at the 100. This is strong, man. Overall, this is a really strong fib reading. Bouncing off of the 50 like that's not conventional, but you broke above the 618. You didn't even get close to it on a closing basis. You held above the 0.69. It really wouldn't surprise me if we at least went to the 1.618, and that's why I emphasize this zone around 34.1K so much, because that's like the minimum expectation at the moment. I would think that we would go higher, but at the same time, we're not seeing a whole lot of spectacular volume, and we have moved up really without checking back. Today might be like one of the bigger checkbacks or like pullbacks that we've had, and it really isn't that much. Like if we go, from here, from this top to this low, that was a 4% pullback. That's really not that much. From this top to this low here, that's not even a 4% pullback. So again, today might be bearish, but if anything, we're showing stronger readings, right? From top to bottom, this this pullback was smaller than this one was. And I want to go back to the white line now that I had on this daily close. Mind you, on a daily closing basis, we haven't been this high in Bitcoin's price since June of last year, and over a year, since June of 2022. So this is all very significant stuff that's happening. I made a post whenever we got, I made my video talking about, I think on this day here is whenever I made it. I definitely flipped bullish on this day though, for obvious reasons. I was saying a lot of bears are probably going to call this a double top, and it's not a double top. Up here would be your double top, and that's really the last hope the bears have. But closing above it, the way it looks right now, man, I'm not so convinced. And what I'm trying to talk about whenever I'm talking about this candle here is the RSI got into the overbought zone. Anytime that we've gotten into the overbought zone, generally Bitcoin sees price action move up over the coming days to at least a week after that. It is only right now 3 days after that point, so I am key to believing that we do go higher from here. On the 4-hour time frame, we have this bearish divergence look, but really, man, there's hidden bullish divergence. It's hidden bullish divergence, right? You've got lower lows, but higher lows in the price, and if we're gonna count, if this is bearish divergence, high to here, this is a lower high, and then we have high and higher high. If we're gonna count that little peak, I'm definitely gonna count this little peak. This is a higher high right here. This negates the bearish divergence. It's the price is diverging and the RSI are diverging from each other to a certain degree. Yes, you've got highs here, where you've got higher highs here, you have lower highs here, sure. But overall, I think that this is just a fake out. This is like a psych out. You see stuff like this happen, and people who kind of know what they're doing. I used to be, I might still be one of those guys who kind of knows what he's doing, and they see this and it looks like a bearish divergence setup, and you're like, oh, it's perfect, and immediately we kind of came down to this area. If you caught the short up here, it might have been worth it, right? It might have, if you caught a short, let's say at the closing basis, you could have snagged on a 5x leverage move. You could have snagged a 10 to 15% move, whatever. That's if you caught the top. But if you're like most people, you probably didn't think about going short till you were closer. Even here at 30,700, I think is optimistic for a high. At the most, you didn't even catch a 10% move. So I think there's people who are going short here. I think there's people who see this bearish setup and they're expecting price to come down because we haven't checked back yet. But all we're doing is forming higher lows. We even kind of went below this white line and then just pumped right back above it. If we look at it on a 1 hour, remember this is the white line that was the closing high, right? And look at the significance. Look at the respect we showed. Resistance right here. We came back. We found support on it right here. We even had a little fake out of a break right here, a little fake breakout, and we're bouncing right now. I think to confirm this is kind of a fake break of this line, we would need to get above on a closing basis. I think at least above here, but I would like to see prices get above 30,800 again, just to confirm that we aren't going to go lower here. If not, if we do turn around from here, this could be a lower high, lower low formation, and the tone could change, not dramatically, but it could definitely change. I wonder from bottom to top here. Bounced right off the 1414, man. You bounced right off it. Bitcoin is showing respect on the 1414 time and time again, even on the small time frames. And just getting back, bouncing straight off of that, getting above the 618 like this. There's 6 minutes left, but man, it's looking like we could close below the 382. We could close above it. The fact that we just went straight from here, straight above the 618, that's encouraging to me. That definitely, to me, spells that we are going to see some form of an extension, at least from this range, which from top to bottom, the extensions we're looking at would be at 31,700 to 32,200, and I don't think it stops there. I actually think that we go higher. Maybe we have like a little stop or something, but I really don't think it stops there. Truthfully, I think that we are going to see prices go around 34K or so. That's my expectation, 34 to 35K, with the door being open to going higher for sure. Some stuff that's beautiful, right? If we go back and look at this, you can see before we broke out of this purple line here, before we got up, we held the 50 on the RSI as support, sent us right up here, man. Volume's building. I know it looks like volume's declining, but if we go on the 1 hour here, you can see we had this range, right, where volume was declining. We had a high, I can't get it, man. I'm sorry. The price is in the way. You had a spike in volume, lower, right? It's lower highs. this could look like a lower high to the untrained eye, but really what happened is we formed this range. This was the lowest point of volume within this range. We started to build volume comparatively, and as we built volume, we broke out of the range. This is a good thing, man. This is exactly the kind of volume profile, and even though it's lesser than this spike over here or that one, I still like it, man. The histogram itself, these little green lines, it is building in comparison. So I really do like it, and I think that we're holding this area quite nice. If we were to draw a line, I wonder right here, it's not really an area. I wonder maybe right here. Kind of, this was like the previous resistance zone too, so beyond just checking back on this daily close point, I think we were just confirming previous resistance as support, truly, and we're getting the move, the follow through after that. Again, this could change. My tone to thinking that we're going to go directly up from here could change if really all it would take, I guess, would be to get back below this closing point here, or just have a closing low period, or a bar that closes lower than here, right around $30,420. If we go lower than that, then yes, we might see prices come back down to about 29.5, or potentially even lower. This could be a more momentary top, but if this is a top, if this is a momentary top, and we do go lower, I would expect that 34,000 is no longer the minimum. We're probably going to likely go higher. But if this was a top, right, a relative top, yeah, we could go around 29.7, maybe even 28.7, somewhere around there, which makes sense, right? This is kind of the general area of previous resistance. We could just test back as support. Even if we take this range here from top to bottom, I believe, yeah, that's right at the 618. So it wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary to go that low. It would give some bears hope that we're having a double top here. Some bulls, it might, like weaker hands, it might shake them out looking like it's a double top. But I don't expect that. If this thing was to roll over, I think it would have done it by now. I think it's showing strength right now. Honestly, it's definitely. If we're looking at the RSI, man, this is very strong RSI. You're barely. The only way that you cool off is by moving sideways. Like, you don't cool off by pulling back. You're cooling off by moving sideways. So I really do like this this setup, and I do think that it's going to go higher. On the monthly too, man, we have this bounce off the 50. I want to check out the all-time index here. You type in BTC USD, it goes to all-time history index. It says index over here. That's the one you want. We're on the monthly scale. Anytime, because I've measured what happens whenever we bounce off the 50 on a weekly or cross below it, right? I'm going to count this as kind of a general bounce off of the 50 area right here. And let's see what happened with price, We kind of moved sideways for a little bit and then up, right? We bottomed, we hit our plateau, and then up from there. Here we kind of bounced off the 50 area. We had our bottom, we came up, we plateaued, and then up from there. Okay. We did bounce off the 50 here. Let's be fair. I'd say that's closer to a bounce than this one was off the 50. We did bounce off it there. We definitely plateaued again, but we moved lower. But not before, from having like a move from low to high, not before having a 47.7% move overall to the upside. So still significant in the terms of Bitcoin. Bouncing off of the 50 here, again, we're kind of in this plateauing kind of formation where we're not really doing things for months on end. From bottom to top, we did bounce 63%, but we went below it. I would count both of these as a bounce off the 50, personally. I would count that as like it's a slightly lower low, but you're bouncing generally off of the 50 area. And this was during the COVID crash, so whatever. From the bottom to like the immediate top in the coming months, that was like 168%. I don't think we're going to see something like that. Maybe, but generally what I'm trying to get at is every time we bounce off of the 50, we get some kind of plateauing. We move sideways. It's a bullish thing overall most of the time, except for this one time here. To be fair, maybe not. Is this? Yeah, to be fair, this was the only iteration bouncing off of the 50 that didn't come below the 50 first. So every other instance, it went below the 50, came back above it, found support, and then it was off to the races, right? We found our low, we plateaued, and then it was off to the races. And that's exactly what's happening here. We even bounced off the 50 here, kind of went sideways for a little bit, but then down lower, but we had yet to go below it. Now we have gone below the 50. We have had our low, and I feel comfortable now calling this the bear market low, just the way that things are looking, man. I feel comfortable doing that. If this is not the low for the bear market, if we are still in full effect in the bear market, I think it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, and I won't be the only person that's wrong. So I feel safe in the numbers there. But at the same time, we've got, we came back above the 50. We bounced off it here. We are plateauing. We've kind of been moving sideways now for the past few months. We could move sideways more or less with like a slight incline or even a slight decline for the next few months to follow. But I do think that we are in the beginnings right now. I think this is DCA time, man. Like, buy Bitcoin every Friday, regardless of the price. I think this is the time, man, right before we see our next leg up, which will probably take us. I think a lot of people are expecting that we're going to reject off of this area. It's possible that we go higher. Again, I don't think this is going to happen immediately. I think that this is going to take months, at least a quarter of a year to unfold. And at the current moment, I definitely am bullish, but this is overall a bullish look, bouncing off the 50, let alone the fact that we bounce off the 50 on the weekly and the daily. This is a very strong move. The bulls are showing strength, the bears are not. And I really don't think it stops here. So I think that's all I got for you guys. The fib to watch, or the areas to watch, in my opinion, if you want to draw it yourself, take your little fib retracement tool. I'm on the weekly time frame here. I'm going to take the high from August in 2022 and go to the low that we had in November. I'm looking for the 1618, anywhere from the 1618 to the 1886, in my opinion, is fair game. We could go higher than that. I'm not expecting that right now. I'm definitely curious to see what we do around this level. It wouldn't surprise me if we turned around from here. It was a previous area of support. We could test it as resistance, come back down, pitter patter for a month or two, like I was just saying, and then turn up higher from there. But overall, man, I'm definitely bullish right now. I've definitely flipped. C-Zar the bear, no more, man. He is bullish. And right now, I bought Bitcoin. I bought some Bitcoin yesterday, right around 30,800. I'm thinking about double dipping, just the way that this looks right now. Let's see. I mean, to me, this is like we're holding support off of previous areas of resistance. We have yet to go down. There's not a whole lot of volume coming in, to the downside. It's all coming in to the upside. So I am definitely. I'm contemplating like kind of going heavier into Bitcoin right now. I know I said that I went about 20% of my portfolio into Bitcoin right now, but I'm thinking about doubling it to 40%. Maybe after this video, honestly, like quite literally. I think that this is, and the reason why, I know that we're at the top of this move, right? We already got the high. I know that we're already 20% or so away from the bottom. But again, I don't think it stops here, guys. I don't think, in all of Bitcoin's history, the smallest bounce that we saw, whenever we saw these kind of conditions, on the weekly RSI, whenever you bounce off the 50 like this, the smallest bounce that we saw from low to high was 25.2%. We're barely above that. And we've got not just a bounce on the 50 on the weekly, but on the monthly, on the daily. And I think also, man, I haven't looked at this, but let's see here. Let's go to the ribbon. I think we're going to have a weekly bullish cross on the ribbon. Let me see here. Get it in log. Yeah, man, it's happening. It's crossing right now this week. Short of this week literally having an absolute blowout over the next like 29, 30 hours. 1 day, 5 hours left, so that would be 29 hours. Short of like an absolutely dramatic fall that I think would catch everybody off guard. I feel very comfortable right now that this is not the end of it, man. And this cross, when this comes in that we've been waiting for, like, this is just the start, right? We kind of coiled into this ribbon, and this is just the start of the cross. The last time that we had the cross on a weekly perspective, to the downside, it was over here. We'd been going down for a little bit, sure. Like, we've been going up for a little bit, sure. But, most of the move happened after the cross. The last time that we crossed to the upside was really down here. This could have been a fake out, so truthfully, I would more consider this to be like a true weekly cross. And again, we crossed here. The week after, we dropped 12%, but that was just a little pullback, and then up to it was off to the races from there. Literally from the low to high, we pumped a whole nother 86% in less than a month. And you know, from the cross here, you know, even if you bought, let's say you even bought at like the weekly close, you still could have caught a move that was above 50%, no problem, or at least above 40% or 30%, no problem. Again, the cross happened here. The move was not done. You know, we were kind of halfway through it. The cross happened here. We plateaued for a little bit, but the move was not done. You got the bearish cross here. We've been going down for a while, but the move was not over. So that's what I'm getting at, man, is like, regardless of what happens in the more immediate term time frames, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we don't go to 34,000 from here. I really do think we do. It looks like that to me. It looks like we're showing strength on some shorter term time frames. But if the bears show strength and we do go a little bit lower from here, I don't think that this top is going to last long. And when I say it's not going to last long, I mean give it a week, give it 2 weeks tops. It will very likely get taken out. So I'm comfortable buying here or any price that's lower or around here. I mean, I'm dead serious about that, man. I'm going in right now. I'm probably going to buy some more after this video. Like just thinking about it. No, it's not an ideal time to buy. I wouldn't recommend that any person buy. You know, I think the best time to buy would have been like 3 days ago, 4 days ago, obviously, or 10 days ago. It's really not the most ideal time to buy. You're at the higher points of a range, but to me it looks like we're breaking out of the range. I'm comfortable with taking the risk here. This is not financial advice. You know, if you're not comfortable doing it, just wait, man. But I'll tell you what, if we go from here to 34K real quick, don't buy there. Don't feel the FOMO. If you're feeling FOMO, definitely don't buy. I did not buy based off of FOMO here. I literally said back here that what it would take for me to get in if we don't see a pullback, which we didn't, because I was expecting a pullback to happen and we didn't see a pullback, even a small pullback, we didn't get it. What it would take for me to buy in would be closing above this high, which we did. We closed above this high and we took out that high. I said either of those things, and I also said that if we broke through this 618 with ease on the first pass, that would tempt me to buy as well. And I wish I did, because it would have been a little bit lower, you know, not even $1,000 away from the current prices. But honestly, I guess I am kind of glad that I waited it out, because a pullback from here should, like, in my opinion, that's very likely to happen. You go right up to the 886 like that, most of the time you're going to come back at least to the 0.69 or the 618. But we actually found support on the 786 here, and that's all we got, man. That's all we got. Bitcoin is so strong right now. We're even looking at this, I didn't even expect this, but we're actually bouncing off the 886 today. We went back and touched the 886 here. So, you know, last time we checked the 786's support, we went higher. Check the 886's support. I wouldn't be surprised if we make a move to 33K and beyond very, very soon. I know I've been saying 34K, but 33K is the technical first target, but I'm expecting the 1414 or beyond to hit on this, based on this fib scale alone. That's all I got. I do want to talk about Bitcoin Cash real quick. I want to talk about Bitcoin Cash. Let's see. Let's just get into it. So BCH versus BTC. You know, maybe I'll make another video about this. That way, if anyone started watching this video, they might not have been aware that I was going to do Bitcoin Cash. I could put it in the title, but anyways, leave a like, subscribe. I'm going to make a video about Bitcoin Cash here separately. And yeah, guys, I think Bitcoin's going to go higher. I definitely think it's going to go higher. I don't think that this is the stopping point. I do think we go at least to 34K before having any kind of significant turnaround. If you think this is a significant turnaround, man, it's really not. It's less than 4% from top to bottom. You know, I think whenever we get up to 34K, we're going to see a move. Let's say that we go up that high. Maybe we go higher, and these targets will be a little bit higher as a result. The percentage drop away from the top to these will be greater, but the price themselves will be higher. You know, from here, from the top there, if we were to go to about 34.1K, just over that, you know, a minimum drop would be about 7%, anywhere from 7% to over 10%. Even more than that is completely acceptable. We could go all the way back down to the 618. I don't think that's going to happen, but we could. Just with how strong this move would be, you know, you generally find support on the 236 or the 382 whenever you see strong movements. So that's kind of my expectation right now. But we haven't even topped yet, so these lines are just imaginary. They could end up anywhere. Who really knows? But you know, again, right now from top to low here, we've dropped 3.7%. I think when we actually have a substantial or like a more significant turnaround, it's going to be at least double that from wherever we top. And again, I expect the top to be around 34.1K. That's all I got. I know it seems repetitive, but I'm just kind of drilling this home over and over again because I feel like I can be confusing at times. So without any further ado, guys, if you'd like to leave a like, that'd be great. If you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. I've hit over 100 subscribers. I think I'm at 115 subscribers right now. Thank you all so very much. That's fantastic, man. It's crazy. I was literally at 47, 48 subscribers not even 2 months ago. So it's just phenomenal, man. I think I got like 15 new people in the last 24 hours. So that's incredible. I'm very grateful. Thank you all for the support and just the acknowledgement that you like the channel. I'm going to do a special video in regards to the 100 subscribers. You know, I wanted to give a special shout out to every single person who subscribed before the 100 mark, but I can't look up everybody's names. I thought I'd be able to. I'm kind of new to this YouTube stuff, man, so I didn't know. I thought it'd be like Facebook. I could look up everyone's username, but I can see who subscribes. I can see who comments, you know, but I don't know everybody. So my original idea is kind of going out the window. So I am gonna do something special for the 100 subscriber mark, and yeah, it won't be crypto related. It'll probably just be a silly video. But yeah, that will be in the works in the coming days. Anywho, thank you guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye for now.